Alphabet, the parent company of Google, has lost its market worth by $100 billion recently on 8th of January 2023 as a result of a factual error in the first demo of its new artificial intelligence technology, Bard, the conversational bot that Google has launched as a direct competitor to Microsoft's headline-making AI bot, ChatGPT. And even though the company was doing really well, it was desperate to launch its Chat AI bot. In fact, it is freaking out about ChatGPT. But why ChatGPT or other chatbots are a code red for Google's search business? Let me explain. Chatbots have existed in some way since as far back as the 1960s. But there's something about ChatGPT that has managed to attract investors, tech firms, and the general public. ChatGPT was created by OpenAI, an artificial intelligence, AI, and research company. The company launched ChatGPT on November 30th, 2022. And just 2 months after its launch, ChatGPT had 100 million active users in January. Just for comparison, it took 9 months for TikTok to reach 100 million. In fact, when ChatGPT was released, OpenAI's value was projected to be $29 billion. So, ChatGPT is a big deal, and it's becoming a big business. The tool seems pretty knowledgeable in areas where there are good training data for it to learn from. Although it is not intelligent enough to completely replace all people, but it is capable of being inventive, and its responses can sound very authoritative. Since ChatGPT became a breakout success, it may have paved the way for future versions of AI-based search engines, office applications, and other services. After all, it makes more sense to receive your response immediately from a bot than to invest a lot of time in manually conducting research, right? In fact, Google has been on its heels after ChatGPT as it considers it to be a threat for its service. Because ChatGPT's main feature might be a financial disaster for Google, providing better responses to the questions. Google works by crawling billions of web pages, indexing that content, and then ranking it in order of the most relevant answers. It then spits out a list of links to click through, while ChatGPT offers something more tantalizing for harried internet users: a single answer based on its own search and synthesis of that information. Additionally, ChatGPT offers a single, immediate response that eliminates the need for further website scanning. Given that online users largely choose services that are quick and simple to use, it is referred to as a frictionless experience in Silicon Valley, which definitely makes it a code red for Google. And as the New York Times reported, Google was alarmed by the recent release of OpenAI's ChatGPT. The business has made significant investments in AI in recent years. Now, the Times says Google has plans to unveil more than 20 projects powered by artificial intelligence. Previously, Google has indicated that it has refrained from releasing specific AI products due to the risk of reputational damage. But now, it seems the reputation it wants to avoid is the one of being behind the times. So, it appears the firm is changing its tactics in light of the introduction of OpenAI's ChatGPT. Now, in order to compete with ChatGPT, the company launched its AI chatbot, Bard. Bard is based on a language model called Lambda, which one Google employee described as being so human-like that the system appears to be sentient. And Alphabet, Google, organized an event to launch the chatbot in which artificial intelligence chatbot was promoted. But on the very first day, the company incurred a loss of billions of dollars. In fact, Alphabet posted a short GIF video of Bard in action via Twitter, promising it would help simplify complex topics, but it instead delivered an inaccurate answer. So, what happened? Well, in the advertisement, Bard was given the prompt, "What new discoveries from the James Webb Space Telescope can I tell my 9-year-old about?" Bard offered several responses, one of which claims that the JWST was used to capture the first images of exoplanets or worlds outside the solar system. However, the first pictures of exoplanets were taken by the European Southern Observatory's Very Large Telescope, VLT, in 2004. Of course, you might be thinking that the internet is already full of false and misleading information. However, the problem here is that the chatbot's response is perceived as factual because it sets up the image of an aspiring, all-knowing machine. And due to this wrong answer, the corporation has suffered a $100 billion loss as a result. Meanwhile, shares for Microsoft, Google's rival, rose by 3%. whose presentations about how it's incorporating OpenAI's popular ChatGPT technology into products like its Bing search engine helped send its stock up. Microsoft has even announced that ChatGPT would be included in services like its Bing search engine. The business gave OpenAI $10 billion. In fact, the Microsoft CEO Nadella believes that this technology is going to reshape pretty much every software category. Now, Bard's error serves as a reminder of Google's difficulties as it tries to incorporate the same AI technology that powers Microsoft-backed ChatGPT into its main search engine. And in trying to keep pace with what some think could be a radical change spurred by conversational AI and how people search online, Google now risks upending its search engine's reputation for surfacing reliable information. But despite Alphabet's misstep, it is still too early to declare a winner in the competition for generative AI and the creation of business models around it because Alphabet still has the means to compete. Except Bard might not quite be ready for prime time, and Google just proved it during its own tech demonstration. Moreover, AI chatbot techs are known for producing inevitable errors and unpleasant responses. For instance, the current version of ChatGPT in January 2023 is only trained on data through September 2021. This implies that more recent data cannot be interpreted by the chatbot. Therefore, search AIs clearly need plenty of work before they can be treated with more than a tiny iota of trust. In fact, Google itself says it's not going to release Bard until it has reached a high bar for safety. So, it is evident that there is still much to be done. What are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments section below. We will be happy to hear from you. And if you found this video informative and enjoyed the content, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the like button as well. Thank you for watching.